What's up, everybody? Solomon here. So I wanted to do a video today with some newer news. There was a bunch of blockchain documents that just recently came out over the past day. And I also wanted to provide a little bit of scope for you as to some of the players in this space, some of the players that are directly integrating RippleNet, some of the players that have experience with Ripple technology, as well as some other blockchain technologies. And then I also wanted to get into some additional Hedera Hashgraph military documents that I had found. So to start off, if you see any scam videos, scam ads, please don't participate. Obviously, nobody's going to give you more crypto than what you send them, so just don't even participate in that. It's nonsense, but people still do it, so please be very cognizant of what you're doing in this space. All right, now to start today, Ripple's partner MoneyGram Inc.'s deal with major telecommunications company. This is a partnership with Airtel Africa, okay? And it's going to allow customers to receive payments from other countries directly on their phones. We all know everything's going mobile. Just to give you a little bit of scope, Airtel operates in the following countries in Africa. Chad, it's the #1 operator, 43% market share. Republic of Congo, 7 million customers. Ghana, Kenya, Madagascar, Malawi, Nigeria, Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, Seychelles. So across the board, they're pretty big telecom operators. So I'd be interested to see if ODL ever plays into any of this. As of right now, obviously that's probably not the case, but still interesting that they're expanding. So now we have banking giant DBS hailing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a brave new frontier in a sweeping report on the future of finance. I believe this just came out. It's a 28-page report. You can go on to dailyhodl.com or just Google Daily Hodl DBS. Do like a past 24-hour search and you can find this. I'm not going to go over this whole thing though, but there are multiple reports that have come out. Now I did want to talk about this a little bit. You know, we all know Standard Chartered is on the Global Payment Steering Group of Ripple. But just stumbling across this slide share right here, we can see Standard Chartered Bank and blockchain talking directly about utilizing Ripple in their endeavor. This is from 2017 though, so take it however you want to take it. But DBS Bank, Infocom, Development Authority of Singapore, and Standard Chartered successfully completed a proof of concept using DLT. DBS Bank is also R3, I believe, part of the Contour project. Now, a lot of you have been seeing information about Flare, curious about supporting exchanges. Now, BitTrue just announced recently over the past 24 or 48 hours that they're going to be supporting the Spark one-to-one token allocation for XRP holders on that platform. We can also see down here that this is for Ledger devices. At Towo Labs laid the groundwork months ago. At Ledger devices will be able to claim Spark. Now, I guess there's a new firmware for Ledger hardware that you need to sign a necessary transaction document with XRP Toolkit, so make sure everything's updated. I am still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to participate in that. When I have my digital assets on a Ledger, I kind of just hold them there. I do have some on exchanges, but that's merely for sell orders to be triggered in case certain prices occur. But the majority of my digital assets are off exchanges, either in cold wallets or paper wallets or on a Ledger. Now, Stewart XRP, I know for a fact today was involved in this town hall meeting. I sat through it as well. I asked Brad... I asked him if he saw the Brian Brooks interview with Julia Chatterley yesterday, and he said, yeah, Brian's great. And I mentioned that they did the pack a briefcase full of money example that Brad always uses for the CEO of Ripple. I also asked 2 other questions about CBDCs potentially being interoperable in the future and maybe not needing a bridge asset, or does he see it, with the need for always utilizing a bridge asset? Now, Stewart asked some great questions, though. I'm not going to get into what the congressman said, XRP is not a security, because I think that has a little bit more weight than somebody like me saying XRP is not a security. Maybe a lot more weight, but still, it's not set in stone. We need an SEC. We need the SEC to clarify what's going on. Now, there was a gentleman here, Level Crypto, actually asked, what is in the works with Bank of America? We know Bank of America is a Ripple partner. Brad Garlinghouse comes out and says, I can neither confirm nor deny, blah, 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 with a smiley face. I did really think that the question Stuart asked was interesting. Hello, Brad. Hope all is well. The XRP community believes SBI Ripple Asia will be going into production this year with ODL. If you're not aware, ODL is XRP enabled. It is XRP. Are these plans still going ahead, and how excited are you on this? Brad says optimistic for sure and making progress, but no statements yet about timing as far as the public is concerned. Okay, now pay attention to data 443, and we're going to get into a point in this video in about 2 or 3 minutes here where it really gets interesting, okay? Data 443 acquired all assets of software as a service, data analytics, and content migration company File Facets. And what's interesting about Data 443 is they basically operate a WordPress version of the GDPR framework, which is a European Union mandate, basically, as far as, I think it's with transactions, etc. But Data 443 runs a classy docs for blockchain, which provides an active implementation for the XRP, that protects blockchain transactions from inadvertent disclosure and data leaks. So this is very interesting. I always pay attention to Data 443. Now, there are some documents that came out over the past day or two. This is from the Block Research, but it's sponsored or commissioned by KPMG, which we know has mentioned Ripple and XRP multiple times, and Block Set by Bird. I believe this is the same Bird that is on PayID, the Ripple initiative. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But we can see here Block Set by Bird. They were actually invested in by SBI Holdings, Ripple, and other top investors. Now, there's nothing directly mentioning XRP or Ripple in this, but it's another white paper that's come out, so it's interesting enough to present to you all. I also saw that Tata released a Quartz Smart Ledgers document. This was probably a month and a half ago, but I missed it because they never publicized it. It's on their website. The future will be tokenized. We all know that Tata Consultancy Services is a RippleNet member. They're partnered with Ripple. TCS Banks, I believe, is also Ripple enabled. Now, we'll see how this goes because the Quartz Gateway, we know, ties directly into RippleNet. Okay, now this is a CNAS. This is a CNAS report on economic dominance. This is economic dominance, financial technology, and the future of U.S. economic coercion. And we can see in here, they have an entire section dedicated under what is financial technology or fintech about basically Ripple, new blockchain-based settlement mechanisms versus SWIFT and the legacy systems. Just to show you what CNAS is, the Center for a New American Security is a Washington, D.C.-based think tank established in 2007, specializes in United States national security issues. Okay, now we get into the meat of this presentation, why I wanted to make this video. By the way, it's my birthday, so I'm going to try to not make this an 18-minute long video. I'll probably fail at that. Accenture helps Equinor improve business operations and increase agility with the cloud. More rhetoric, we see things going towards the cloud here. Equinor is a petroleum refining company. Just very interesting to me. You know, this is through Microsoft Azure public cloud. We know that Microsoft Azure runs a Ripple validator, RippleNet validator on the XRPL. So interesting to me. Now, here we go. Wipro and Uniper collaborate to implement a blockchain-based small-scale liquefied natural gas trading / fulfillment platform. Now, this obviously does not directly tie into XRP. However, I always look into corresponding relationships to see if there's anything there. I know Wipro basically put out a blueprint for enterprise blockchain services. And this is what I wanted to do this video for. I wanted to show you guys the scope of what's going on across the board as far as blockchain is concerned. Now pay attention to this. This is going to be about 5 minutes here. You see all these Google tabs up here. All right. So let's start on here. We go in here through Ripple. Percent of service providers with experience. Now keep in mind this is 2017 or 2018. 33% of service providers have experience with RippleNet for enterprise use cases. And we're going to go through the list here. Now this is Accenture. And Accenture is a RippleNet software integrator. If you were not aware, I believe CGI is as well. Partnerships with blockchain-focused niche players and startups, including Big Chain, Block Apps, Chain Digital Asset, Monax, Consensus, Multichain, Quorum, R3, Ripple, and Zcash. Moving down the list here, we've got Deloitte. Now, we know that Deloitte integrated Ripple, or showcased integration of RippleNet into Temenos, along with Bluezell. But this right here says Deloitte is an actual partnership or partner with Ripple. I think we all know that by now. Partnerships with leading blockchain tech startups such as Ripple, Symbion, I believe, is also RippleNet, Alpha Point, Stellar, Loyal, and Settle. So we can see that here. This is systems integration is their value chain coverage. Now we can see here Capgemini, High Performer, Production Builds, system integration. There's a key here somewhere, I'm sure, for these color codings. But partnerships with Ripple, Big Chain, DB, Hyperledger, R3, Paxos, Loyal, Symbiont, BTL. Now we see Infosys, prototype development. Infosys blockchain platform expertise with Ethereum, Hyperledger, Multichain, and Ripple, among others. And we've seen that Infosys document where it directly ties RippleNet in. Okay. Partnership discussions with Multichain and Ripple. This is again with Infosys. Now we have NTT Data. Most of you have seen the Everest document that basically showcases Ripple and the XRPL and the Interledger Protocol underpinning every financial transaction in the world by 2025 or whatever it ends up showing. But NTT Data shows expertise across multiple platforms: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hyperledger Fabric, that's Corda, and Ripple. All right. Now this is Tata Consultancy Services. Blockchain platform expertise. Of course, Ripple's included. Hyperledger. You get the picture here, right? Go down the board. There's Tata again. Multi-platform technology agnostic approach. Now Virtusa, or Virtusa, however you want to pronounce it. VirtUSA, I don't care how you pronounce it. This I'm sure I've seen this, but I didn't remember it. Partnerships with the same: Multichain, Hyperledger, Ethereum, Corda, Chromaway, Chain, and Ripple. To throw in a little bit more here, here's Virtusa. They are 20,000 employees, okay? They're partnered with Adobe, AWS, Azure, SAP, IBM Watson, Salesforce, IBM, Oracle, just huge integration companies here. And I'm just going to run down the gambit here. Tata Consultancy Services. It's a global leader. Tata is a giant. Tata Corporation is arguably one of the biggest companies in the world. But Tata, they're 417,000 employees. Revenue was $23 billion in 2020. NTT Data, global IT innovator. Japanese multinational systems, 118,006 employees. Infosys, global leader in next-gen digital services. $13 billion in revenue. I'm sure they have a ton of employees. Deloitte is huge. Deloitte is one of the biggest multinational professional services network companies in the world. One of the big four accounting organizations and the largest professional service network in the world by revenue and number of professionals. 312,000 employees, $46 billion in revenue. Accenture, who does software integrations for Ripple. Fortune 500, they've got $43.2 billion in revenue as of 2019 and 513,000 employees. And Capgemini, a global leader in consulting, tech services, digital transformation. 14.12 billion euros, 270,000 employees. And we've also got to throw in here Cognizant. Now, this is just some of the strengths through Cognizant. They've obviously got a relationship with ACI Worldwide, Fiserv. You know, we see Ripple here too as well. The scope is gigantic, people. These, you can see why these software integrators, these tech companies, these multinational consulting firms are all surrounding themselves with a handful of the best blockchain tech and the blockchain companies, you know, in the world. And it's very clear where this goes. I believe that there's probably a little bit of an agnostic approach where they just want to see what wins, but everybody's future-proofing. All right. Now we're going to get into Hedera Hashgraph for the remainder of this. And I do hope that, you know, the XRP community, I'm not trying to shill Hashgraph. They're not paying me to do this. I hold Hashgraph, not financial advice, but I wanted to provide just a little bit of scope as to just how big I think Hashgraph is. Now, this was announced today. Hedera Hashgraph partners with Deepak Chopra Foundation on DLT project. This is for wellness. The foundation is called the Never Alone campaign, which is being built on Hedera. But this is another document that I found today. This is modeling a consortium-based distributed ledger network with applications for intelligent transportation infrastructure. Institute of Technology of the Air Force. It's by a captain at the Air Force, Department of the Air Force, Air University, Air Force Institute of Technology, okay? We can see right down here, Hedera, and we actually have Wave protocol too, and Wave is huge in Russia. So I've been paying attention to Wave. I don't hold Wave yet. I may look into it a little bit more here because I've seen multiple news with, this may not be Waves, actually. I might be talking about the wrong thing, but Waves with the S, I've seen a lot in Russia. Hedera Hashgraph, you can see it all throughout here. Swirl's Hashgraph algorithm. I do believe, I think it was Lehman Baird, maybe, that was ex-Air Force. I think one of the founders of Hashgraph is ex-Air Force as well. Just interesting stuff here that we see this directly from a military website again. Now, Zane Group joins Hedera Governing Council. I'm just going to run through their Governing Council real quick. Hedera, if you're not aware, is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. I know Google just joined with them. Avery Dennison is a giant. Boeing, we all know, is a giant. Deutsche Telekom is a giant. DLA Piper is a giant. FIS is a giant. Google is a giant. IBM, LG. I've never heard of Magalu. Nomura. Swirls is the parent company. Tata Communications is a giant. Wipro is a giant. UCL and Zane. So I'm curious to see, and we know that Hedera is directly tied into Hyperledger. We know that Chainlink, and I'm not saying if Chainlink's a scam or not, I could care less. I hold a little bit, but I haven't been buying it near all-time highs, but Chainlink is building on Hedera too, I believe. Now, this is Proteus, a DLT agnostic emulation and analysis framework. This is directly through a Gov website again. Now, the authors of this article here are from Sandia National Laboratories. If you're not aware what Sandia National Laboratories is, it's a multi-program engineering and science laboratory operated by National Technology and Engineering Solutions of Sandia, LLC. Now, it's one of 3 National Nuclear Security Administration research and development laboratories in the United States. And again, they're talking about Hashgraph multiple times in this. They, you know, developed that no longer use a traditional blockchain, but rather use directed acyclic graphs, if I'm pronouncing that right, or a hash graph. And, you know, it's interesting right here that they're mentioning Hashgraph again. So I haven't read through this entire thing, but I just try to look for relationships here. You know, we can see Swirls on here, conclusion and future work. They presented Proteus, a framework for conducting rapid emulated analysis of DLTs, agent-driven behavior to model complex scenarios in a DLT agnostic way. Described how users can quickly add a new DLT client and adapter, blah, blah, blah. You know, but it's just interesting to me that we continuously see these. From Hedera, you know, I've seen military document, the military document about updating the smart grids. Now we saw the Air Force document, which I don't believe I've seen until today, and just more work across the board here. And then from RippleNet and, you know, some of the other big players in the space, every large multinational software integrator, consulting firm, etc., they're all sitting on top of blockchain and they're building out use cases. I'm sure many of them that we have not seen yet, and I'm sure that we will see them. The Flare network information's big, and obviously MoneyGram partnering with Airtel in Africa may be big, may not be big, but you know, I think hopefully we're getting a little bit close. And I'm going to just end it with Brad Garlinghouse's quote from the town hall today, and Flare tweeted this. Flare is combining the best of XRP, which is very fast settlement, with Ethereum smart contracts and Avalanche consensus, which helps extend XRP's utility and allows developers to create smart contracts for new use cases like lending and decentralized finance. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. If there's news tomorrow, I'll present it, but Fridays are usually pretty slow. We will see how it pans out. All right, take it easy. Have a good night. Later.